Oh, what a night. Florida is, quote, the laughing stock of the world. This, according to District Judge Mark Walker, as lawyers in this Sunshine State fight tooth and nail over every ballot in the recount. But while one election is finally looking settled, the other one is getting more ridiculous by the moment. At this hour, it appears Republican Ron DeSantis has won the governor's race. According to election officials, Democrat Andrew Gillum, our 46th president, gained just one vote in the recount. Gillum has yet to reconcede, but I'm sure he will at some point. Ron DeSantis is now calling himself governor-elect. And you know what? I may start doing that, too, tonight. Why not? Thank you, Florida. In a statement, DeSantis said, quote, this afternoon, the Secretary of State received the results of the machine recount from the Florida governor's race. Those returns remain clear and unambiguous, just as they were on election night and at every point throughout this process. I remain humbled by your support and the great honor the people of Florida have shown me as I prepare to serve as your next governor. Amen. The Senate race, well, that's a different story altogether. We still don't have a winner. And like I said, it's getting weirder by the minute. As you know, Republican Rick Scott has been leading Democrat incumbent Bill Nelson by more than 12,000 votes. No fewer than 14 lawsuits have now been filed. Well, that's fun. In Palm Beach County, the Florida Secretary of State has ordered a manual recount of all the votes. How long that will take, that is anyone's guess. That is nothing compared to what just happened in Broward County. Oh, Brenda Snipes, you never disappoint. Yeah, she's running the show there. The circus, more like it. Earlier today, we were told she got the results in 15 minutes before the 3 p.m. deadline. Good job, you. Not so fast. Later that afternoon, we found out they submitted the results 2 minutes late. Snipes is blaming a staffer who didn't know how to use the submission website. Come on, man. Yeah. Of course, that's it. So they're now going with the original count from last week. The thing is, Rick Scott had a net gain of more than 700 votes in that Broward recount. So he just lost those votes because of the delay. And now, of course, Governor Scott is accusing Snipes of doing all of this on purpose. Does it get any more Florida than this? Let me bring in Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Good job there, Matt.
Oh, thanks, Kennedy. I think we just found a new box of ballots for Al Gore recently.
Yeah.
Down in the People's Republic of Broward County.
He's still president.
I hear you. You know, what's most frustrating is that time and again, we've seen state statutes, constitutional provisions, court orders violated. And to date, there haven't been consequences, but that may change. Just today, the Florida Secretary of State's office sent a criminal referral based on emails uncovered from Florida Democratic Party staffers where they were instructing people on how to alter forms to count vote-by-mail ballots that should not be counted by law. So yeah. I think the consequences could just be piling up here.
Yeah, because it was basically go ahead and throw those votes in because when we file a lawsuit, they will be court-ordered for revotes.
Well, fortunately, the margin for Governor-elect Ron DeSantis and Senator-elect Rick Scott are likely beyond the margin of fraud, and so I don't expect the results will change. But I do think that Democrats may be stress-testing our election system. We've seen attorneys for Andrew Gillum and Bill Nelson even object to the dismissal of ballots that were cast by non-citizens. So, for example, if they prevail on that legal question, that could create problems for Donald Trump's reelection in 2020 and all those who are on the ballot then. So I think it's really important to see this through the end. I don't know what
people gain from all of this, and I do hope people in your state figure out that the elections there are always close. Yeah. And given that, we should probably have ballot counting machines that don't smoke and sputter when you kickstart them.
Right. We haven't had a machine breakdown like this since old Sparky stopped electrocuting people effectively. But yeah, down in Palm Beach County, they threw their hands up in the air and said if the machines couldn't work, they couldn't meet their statutory obligations. Again, this is really a
what is the Secretary of State saying?
Well, not nearly enough. I think the Secretary of State should have come in and placed those two offices in receivership of the state. We should have gotten, senior Republicans and Democrats together to have more transparency because, Kennedy, you're a big transparency hawk. You stay on us in Congress when we don't really fulfill that obligation for transparency, and it's the ultimate antidote to corruption and fraud. And so when we have local officials standing in the way of transparency, telling reporters that they're going to be arrested if they don't turn their cameras off, then it really creates an ecosystem where fraud could flourish. Now, this is 2 counties in Florida, Kennedy. Yeah. Up in my district, people voted the right way, they counted the ballots the right way, and we don't want to see our legal, legitimate votes diluted by fraud in other parts of the state.
You don't want to see things thrown out, and it just goes to show you, who needs Russia?
Right. I wish the Democrats in Congress were half as worried about the election meddling in South Florida as they are with this theory that somehow Russia impacted the outcome of the 2016 election.
Oh, no. Human beings can screw it up all by themselves. And, we really thought that the 2000 presidential race would hold some lessons for the rest of us. But here we are again in 2018. Florida's close in the presidential race in 2016. So, it's really no surprise. And Palm Beach County, and this is so shocking, had $11 million set aside for new vote counting machines. And they decided not to get them because, I don't know, someone hid the catalog in the break room. And we don't know where the Post-it was for the one they really wanted.
Well, no justification for it whatsoever. If our laws matter, we got to follow them. And when people don't follow them, there have to be consequences, or they didn't really matter very much in the first place. Ron DeSantis will be sworn in as Florida's next governor, and my hope is that he takes a thoughtful and thorough look at a lot of these irregularities. And let's just get some competent people who can be a fair referee. Is that too much to ask? Count the ballots the way that they're cast?
No, and when things are going teats up, you can't sit there and talk about what a stunning job you're doing and how the elections have been as smooth as a cup of strawberry X-Lax. But what I do want to talk about with you, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about our veterans and how they have been so vastly underserved and overprescribed opioids in this country. And I know you and one of your Democrat colleagues are actually working on some bipartisan legislation that would allow for more testing and prescribing of medical cannabis for veterans. Tell me about that.
Yeah, right now, Kennedy, our soldiers, and they return home and they get the combat cocktail of aggressive barbiturates and opioids. It leads to depression and problems with family and suicide. And so I've joined with Democrat Congressman Seth Moulton, and we're looking to create more research and more treatment options so that when our veterans go to the VA, we start with something that might be less addictive, more helpful in a pain circumstance. And look, I mean, none of us, no matter what side of the aisle we're from, should be against unlocking cures and innovation and more opportunities for people to live better lives. So I think cannabis reform is one step in that process, and this should not be partisan. Republicans and Democrats should be working together to unlock those cures and liberate ourselves from these dogmas of a generation past that said that cannabis is bad in all circumstances.
Well, it's not a generation past. That was an attorney general 10 days ago.
Right. Well, it was also a rules chairman in the House a few weeks ago, but he wasn't reelected.
Well, wiener, neener. Onward to the future. Congressman Gaetz, thank you very much.
Thank you.